Dane Rudhyar was a planetary artist, cosmic astrologer, modern composer, philosopher, painter, and esoteric initiate in the Western occult tradition. He made numerous and valuable contributions to human understanding in this time of planetary transition into a new global civilization and culture, the Age of Aquarius. Of Celtic and Norman ancestry, Rudhyar began playing piano at age 7 and started composing for the piano in 1912. He was often ill as a child, and when he was 13, he had a kidney removed, which would later exempt him from military service in 1914. His father died in 1911 when he was 16. That same year he received his baccalaureate in philosophy and went on to study at the Paris Conservatory, where he wrote revolutionary articles about music and dance. At age 16, Rudhyar had two spontaneous realizations that would shape his entire life's work. First, he realized that time is cyclic, and cyclicity governs civilizations as well as all aspects of existence. And second, he realized that Western civilization is coming to the autumn phase of its cycle of existence. Such realizations changed his self-perception to that of a seedman seeking the new world. He gave up his birth name at the age of 17 after arriving in New York. Rudhyar put forth such ideas as that both the cultural art hall and the planetary art hall and the future of the species lay in a restoration of humanity as a work of art. He also pioneered the idea of the planetary consciousness based on the planetarization of consciousness. In this stage of evolution, consciousness would be fully realized as a planetary phenomena, the noosphere. He also recognized that there is a galactic dimension to astrology and consciousness. Rudhyar is a pioneer of transpersonal astrology and began using the term transpersonal in 1930, long before transpersonal psychology was coined. He put forth the notion that astrology is not essentially predictive, but rather productive of intuitive insights. Among those influenced by Rudhyar were Henry Miller, Leopold Stokowski, Anais Nin, Roberto Assagiolo, José Arguelles, and many others. Though most well known for his astrology, Rudhyar's real love was music, and he was greatly influenced by theosophy and Harry Bergson. He viewed composers and musicians as mediums and magicians. He introduced the phrase planetarization of consciousness in the 1920s and 30s. His most famous work were Astrology of Personality 1936 and The Planetarization of Consciousness 1971. He introduced archetypal concepts to astrology along with Mark Edmund Jones. They worked with the Sabian symbols, the 12 houses of the zodiac divided into 30 degrees each, or 360 symbols. According to Rudhyar, the basic function of humanity in the entire evolution of our planet is to provide the process of transition between a state of existence rooted in the biosphere and a superhuman state where conscious unanimity prevails. Rudhyar used astrology and other art forms to communicate his message of self-cultivation during the time of the Great Transition. He felt that humanity should all try to think, feel, and act in terms of a common new future which must be created together. He says, "There is a need for a new mind, a new way of thinking. There is need for the rise of new feelings detached from the exclusivistic values of our particular cultures and geared to the needs and aims of humanity as a whole, understood as a spiritual being within which we all have particular functions to perform. There is need to act with a sense of purpose, not a purpose dictated by ego desire, but the end purpose of our life as members of a global humanity." This end purpose is what Rudhyar calls participation of the pleroma. Rudhyar died peacefully on September 13, 1985 in San Francisco. José Arguelles witnessed his body, which he described to be in an ecstatic state.